Those are very fierce competitors, but they're also very like sportsman-like competitors, man. You always see the Japanese players, like it doesn't matter how lame someone may play or how aggressive someone may play, or there's almost never that like salt. They'll get sad, but it's almost never that let's throw controllers and talk mess. These guys are very respectful, and I'll always commend Japanese players for that. But let's see what happens here, and this bout between Ken and komorikiri. Komorikiri starting off pretty solid right here.
Yep, the falling up air to non-limit cross slash. That's 32 quick.
Yeah.
One of my favorite confirms with Cloud. I mean, you can technically take it farther if you do up tilt, up air extensions, but I think Como just wanted to make it quick and get things rolling here.
Here we go. He's definitely getting things rolling. Oh, he was there, though.
Yeah,
like, he knew exactly what he was doing. Just a little missed space. I thought he was going to go for another neutral air, actually, but
same.
Yeah, instead went for the up air, just a little off the mark. But regardless, man, this sword really giving Ken a hard time.
No, we were talking before about how Zero kind of comes from that don't take too many risks play style.
Yeah.
And he's kind of evolving to add a little bit more risky play. Como, I think, is definitely like the old Zero. This guy plays very safe all the time, a very calculated Cloud, in opposition to somebody like, say, Tweak, for example, who is a wild man. This guy is very much the ice to Tweak's fire.
That's true. I mean, and also that's the same thing. I feel like Como, as of late, has kind of taken that same helm where he was, Como doesn't really do too many risky options. I mean, I'll see him blow limit a little more than other Clouds. More often than that, his space is always immaculate. He doesn't go all above and beyond, but you'll see him every now and then when he really needs to clutch out a game. Do something that is very uncharacteristic of his play style.
Yeah, sometimes you definitely have to turn it up, break the mold a little bit. But also coming from a background where he mained Sonic before Cloud was released, I'm sure patience is absolutely in komorikiri's toolkit as a player.
And you can see that, that Sonic knowledge really paying off for him right here in this matchup. He's only got 45% on him, clean stock, and he's already adding on this extra damage onto Ken's second stock.
And that cross slash, like right there, that had to have been the maximum range, because I swear that was not going to hit. I played this character. I'm familiar with this moveset, but man, that did not look real.
Dragged him in and everything. So now, man, Ken, he's always known to be like more of an aggressive Sonic, but I've definitely seen him go on the, I guess, the more defensive side, and I think that's what he needs to employ right here at this point in time. I know he's behind, but at the same time, you can still play a defensive Sonic, or at least trick your opponent in thinking that that you're trying to approach. He's just really trying to find a way in, and none of it's really helping out with the way that Como's playing. He's always got his back facing toward him, so even if he runs in, he has to look out for that looming threat of that back air, as he's hitting so many of them in this neutral game.
And if I'm correct, I believe the Japanese players really dread fighting Ken. Not a lot of them take sets off him too frequently anymore. He's kind of just been at the top.
Yeah.
But if there's anyone who could do it, I would say it's Como. Especially in this matchup, a lot of Sonic players kind of hate fighting against Cloud just because those giant disjoints pose a problem, but it doesn't seem to be an issue for Ken, I'm sorry.
Not at all. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's like the saving grace platform, because I do that all the time. Whenever like someone gets a combo that starts on stage and then they hop onto the platform and do something off of it, it seems like that, like 90% of the time, that's going to hit. So, like, every time.
Yeah, especially against Cloud, who already is hard-pressed to make it back to the stage a lot of the time.
Yeah. Here it is. So now, you see Como kind of slowing it down a little bit. I mean, hasn't lost the lead by any means, but he's got to pick and choose his spots carefully so that way he can keep adding on his damage without getting anything added to him. Nice tomahawk right here, the back throw.
Yeah, just intimidating Ken into his shield. That's one thing you're going to see a lot from Sonic is blocking. Since he can cancel spin dash with shield, they really tend to favor that L and R button.
Most definitely. So right now, looks like komorikiri, again, doing a really good job of using these hitboxes and crossing up Ken as well. Getting a little space even if he hits the shield or not, so he's not getting punished. And that's, that's this Cloud privilege right there, man. Huge hitboxes, and I can still drift away, especially with limit. It's going to be pretty hard to punish this character.
And we are really down to the wire here as Ken's I was going to say, Ken's shield getting low, and Como has limit online, but very smart by Ken to just cross him up using Sonic speed to his full advantage. And we see Como with some serious matchup knowledge here, as every time Ken has down thrown him, he's managed to attack. Not that that's really that hard to do, but it just shows that he's aware of the stuff Sonic can do and the counterplay to it. Ooh, that's it.
Speaking of counterplays, man.
Yeah.
That was a counterplay of the ages right there, man. He immediately knew that Ken was going to jump out of that spin dash, even if he hit him or not. He was already in the air, sword out, and Ken jumps right into it, loses that stock. So great first game right there from komorikiri. I mean, great first stock at the all together. He only took 45% before he even took that stock. Even though Ken started to manage to bring it back, that lead was just too much for him to try to get over.
He knew that Ken's only options were either continue spinning past him in the spin dash or jump to cancel it and go for something else. So Como really staying a step ahead here. And even if Ken had continued on the ground, the down air would have been safe to whiff for Como.
So this time around, we're here on Town and City. This is Ken's counter pick. I mean, I can see this helping him out, which is up throw, I guess up air, spring up air shenanigans and whatnot. But again, you are playing Cloud. Cloud already has a lot of kill power on him, so now he's got to play maybe a little more defensive game. And now you can see Como actually kind of playing on the defensive side until he gets his limit. I think that should be a normal Cloud thing, but that's mostly a Japanese Cloud thing. They won't do like anything until they get that limit, and then they're like, all right, well, it's time to play. Like this, they've unlocked the full character.
Yeah, definitely a historically patient playstyle from the Japanese players. Now Ken really looking to be dominant in the early stages of this match. Still yet to even be hit at all. Oh, of course, commentator's curse coming through.
That was beautiful right there, too, knowing that he was going to try to immediately get a hitbox out of that. Drops through the platform after that up tilt to get an up air.
But you could really see the familiarity, not just between players and characters, but, well, I guess not just between characters, but also between players, as Ken went past the edge with the backwards up B and went for back air. It's a trick that a lot of Sonics will do to try to mix their recovery up, but Como was ready for it and punished the back air accordingly, kind of building this lead a little bit back in his favor. Not quite, though.
Okay, I thought Ken was going to go for the spring right there, but I think he's looking at his damage, and he, honestly, if Como decided, if I think you're going to come up here and he cross-slash, he would have killed him. Which, I mean, that would have been the most amazing counterplay I've ever thought of. But, yeah, it was smart stuff from Ken, deciding to stay on the ground right there after that hit. He's going to take it slow and steady. He does have the opportunity to go a little aggressive now, seeing that limit's off, not in a factor right now. I want to stop saying offline and go on deck. So, that limit is available and
we
not
also
available.
Have a picture, man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Ken not really in any danger of dying to the limit. So, this might sound crazy, but I would be kind of okay with letting Como charge up just so you could throw him off stage and make him waste it again. And then it's back to ground zero for him. So,
yeah, because he's very close to it. And at this point in time, if you land a couple of edge guard hits, he's going to get it anyway. So if he hit him on an F smash, then and he didn't die for some reason, he would just be able to come back with the limit. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. He's got the limit now. Let's see what he does with it, or if he even gets a chance to use it.
Also, if you rush in on the charging Cloud and he successfully baits you, that gets you closer and closer to the KO %, and then he gets more limit for hitting you.
Yeah. The back throw. Okay,
there we go.
Definitely forced to use it right there.
And see, now Como's in an even worse position because he has 0 limit. And up throw, forward throw, yeah, neither quite at the kill %.
Yeah, well, that was also a really good DI from Como. I mean, I'm not sure if he would have died regardless, but yeah, it's like he already knew that mix-up was coming. Yeah,
Sonic's forward throw is one of those moves where if you DI it badly, you die super early, but it doesn't really kill if you know what to do.
Right. Okay, and now Como slowly but surely trying to bring this one back. Okay, that was super close. That's it.
And again, catching the backwards up B, going past the edge.
Yeah, you saw him, I think he tried to go for the old spin dash back to the back air, and that just did not pay off for him by any means. So just like that, Como's managed to get himself into the lead. He just got limit too. He just got limit specifically for that moment. And there it is. Now we got an even game between both these competitors, 0-0. Como, again, going to wait it out a little bit.
You can see Como really privy to the kill options that Ken is going for, particularly those grabs. Sonic, one of the characters who can kill with a multitude of his throws, and Como knew do not get grabbed at all costs at that 170 range. Instead, it's going to be a spin dash to Nair to close it out.
And so now, as we say, as we saw in that first stock as well, Como so content with just getting his limit at the beginning of this stock. Takes a little bit of damage right here, but probably doesn't even care knowing that he now has limit. Okay, trying to lift on him. Another one of those, definitely getting right back into the game.
Now he's just empty hopping around, trying to get Ken to come to him, and not committing to any aerials, so he has no landing lag frames that Ken can punish with a quick spin dash or grab.
Ken definitely doing a good job of slowing it down. He's even when he runs up on Como, he stays right outside that range of where Como would be able to hit. Possibly trying to bait out himself a neutral air or a back air from Como, but Como finally getting some up airs here.
Ken managing to tech the platform and save himself with that roll into the center of the stage. Clean stuff, making sure Como didn't get to extend too much. We have such an even game, though, right now. You can tell this is just a constant battle of wits.
Yeah. I see now Komo's actually employing pretty much the same offense the entire time, just jumping around Ken and trying to land it up there. Very safe move, obviously, but I think, you know, if Ken wanted to challenge it, he might just be able to jump straight out of shield with the neutral air or a back air or something like that if Como keeps, you know, with this same level of offense.
Yeah, jumping against Sonic, very risky, especially because he has that great burst movement, not only with his dash speed, but also the spin dashes, which he can get a lot off of.
Yeah.
And wow, caught him charging. Como thought, yeah, I'm safe here to not approach. Uh-oh!
Oh, that was scary at first. I'm surprised he didn't get the rest of those hits. So Como, you know, living by the skin of his teeth right here.
Yeah, caught off stage, definitely a precarious spot, but now he's got limit, and let's see how Ken is going to navigate this. We've seen him really do a great job of making Como waste it off the stage, but will he even be afforded that opportunity? If Como plays some tight neutral, we won't have to see that happen.
Yeah. And again, I mean, Como's pretty much already got him in kill percent, you know, at the right parts of the stage. And this is one of them. You know, luckily for Ken, you know, he knows not even going to roll out the corner. Actually just runs out. You know, he's like, I'm not going to give you that opportunity to punish this roll. Let me just run. If you're going to punish me, you're going to punish me, basically.
Como just playing this expert evasive game. And again, making him waste it. I love Ken's timing on the spring, but what was that?
Yeah, that was actually a little uncharacteristic. I mean, he definitely had the limit to be able to use for recovery, and he just opted to do nothing. Maybe he thought, you know, he was a little higher up than he was, just didn't throw up that up B in time, or maybe he just didn't want to play anymore. Like, it's one or the other. Like, I can see him being like, you know, I don't have limit anymore, or I'm going to have to waste it. I'm probably not going to win. Like, let me just go ahead and get to my third game and my counter pick, which is here on Lilat.
Yeah, I really don't think that Como would actually give up. I know you're joking.
Yeah,
sure,
I'm just messing around. But like,
my guess is what he tried to do is throw off Ken's timing so he couldn't get too framed or caught on the way up out of limit up B and just go as low as humanly possible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was playing Limbo Man, and my man fell over backwards.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much right there. So here we are in this game 3, man. Ken, Sonic really picked it up there that game 2. He's starting to catch on mostly to Como's offense. Now Como's actually switching up, you know, seeing, I guess it's because his counter pick, he has some level of confidence that he did not have in that second game because now he's playing the aggressor.
And having 3 platforms low to the ground here on Lilac Cruise is definitely going to benefit Komorikiri and Cloud a lot, just because that up air pressure is always present now, whereas on a stage like Battlefield or Dreamland, the center platform is kind of a safe zone, or at least somewhere where you're going to have to make Cloud commit a little bit harder to reach you for those juggles.
That's almost definitely some great DI to get out of that the forward air string, by the way. He, like, you know how like most of the time you see someone get forward air, they get forward air 3 more times.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know what DI he picked, but he was well out of that second one.
Just like we were talking about with Locust versus Zero, you definitely want to be DIing out of any combo attempts from your opponent, despite thinking, oh man, my life is in danger, I need to hold in toward the stage. So Como aware of that, of course, showcasing some of his knowledge of his X main.
Yeah, that's been in the game for a long period of time. You know, we call it survival DI and combo DI.
Yep.
Once you're combo DI, once you're on stage, you pretty much almost always want to use combo DI. But once you're off stage, you know, I can understand you trying to hold in right there. But, you know, that's just understanding your percents and then seeing if you can do bad DI and still live, basically, when you're off stage using combo DI. See what happens here, though. As the set keeps progressing, we have a pretty... Oh, my God! I was...
Oh! Close call.
That had me shook. I really thought Lilac was going to mess him up right there, but, you know, they gave him the grace of God right there.
Yeah,
you know,
the Super Saiyan grace right there.
His face was stuck in that stage for a good 30 frames or such. And then he was like, you know, here it is. Let me go ahead and let you grab that. But as I was about to say, man, you know, this game looking pretty even. And then as I was saying that, Ken was like, even.
I got to say, MVD is definitely hyped. That Ken lived that right there. See, nothing crazy happens on this stage. Ooh. All right. Now, Como really pinning Ken to the wall here, but going to roll right past that limit cross slash. That covers pretty much every other option, aside from maybe a lucky stand-up time. And now Ken just rolling over this man, showcasing why he is the best in Japan.
Okay. Again, man, you know, Ken always playing so well around Como this time around. You know, that first game, you know, he was always getting stuck, taking a lot of these damage from his back airs and neutral airs, but it seems like this time around, even though he is taking quite a bit of damage, it's not from that same playstyle that Como was playing in that first game.
Ken looking like he was almost about to close it out a couple times there. Whenever you're Cloud off the stage, especially against a character who has a good edge guarding game like Sonic, you really got to be a little bit nervous, but Como showing some iron will here. He's hanging on. He knows if he takes the stock too, it's really not that much of a deficit for him. 88%, something he can make up with maybe 3 good confirms.
Yeah. So again, though, this is something you have to watch out for here against Sonic. Not only are you playing the long game, but you have to look out for this clock. I actually just got the inside information that the reason why Como actually gave that game up was because there was 6 seconds left on the clock.
Oh,
so
I totally didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. But that was girlfriend's stats. She was watching it and noticed that. I was like, wow. You want a mic, man? Like,
Can we get the TriCast going?
You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens here. Now that we have 2 minutes left on the clock, Como with a lot of damage, though, so he has a lot of time to bring it back. At the same time, though, he has to do it a little quicker than usual, even if he gets a chance to do that at 152 already, man. 1 solid smash is going to be it.
Yeah, he has just under 2 minutes to tack on over 100% to Ken here. And I don't really think Ken is going to timer scam this man, but with only 2 minutes left on the clock, that's not a scam. That's a legitimate strategy, and he doesn't even need to.
He doesn't need it. And I don't think he ever does it on purpose. I mean, he just has to play that slow. He's not going to run into Cloud's shenanigans, and he's also not going to put himself in a position to get punished by, unnecessarily. So if he has to pick and choose his spots in this every, 30 seconds, hey, man.
Yeah, if you've got the choice between running into Cloud's giant sword or being a little campy, I don't think anyone's going to be mad at you for not electing to run into the sword.
Yeah. So, I mean, as we said, Como started pretty strong here with this first game. And after that, Ken has really just been holding it down with this level of patience. I think he's actually starting to get to Como. And Como, in those last few games has been getting a little more aggressive as time has gone by. But it doesn't seem like it's paying off for him too much because Ken has been getting aggressive, too, at the times that he actually gets the hit. That's how he ends up getting things like that down air spike as Como was trying to recover. So,
yeah, I really have to commend Ken for scouting that one out. He noticed the pattern that Como was going for to mix his recoveries up. Wait a little bit before throwing the up B and maybe do an aerial, because it's kind of deceiving when Cloud throws an aerial out on his way back up to the stage, because his recovery's not great. He doesn't have too much distance. And if they fend you off with an A move, that's solid stuff. But Ken always just ready for it, staying kind of a step ahead of Como for this entire set here, especially on the first stock in this game 4.
Oh. All right, man. So, he can take those risks now, though. He's only at 40%, so, you have a little wiggle room against Cloud right here. Still don't want to give up free damage by any means, but, hey, man, if he would have hit that, we would have thought he was a god, so.
Yeah. And also, Ken has been consistently throughout the set going for cross-through pivot grabs.
Right.
And, being that spot dodge is one of the most intuitive answers to that, I have to say it was sick going for the forward smash.
Yeah, that definitely makes up
wind-up time. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now, Ken, again, got a slight lead right here in percentage, but he also, has got to watch himself come in and getting this limit by anytime soon. But it looks like he won't be getting that anytime soon. I just saw that limit bar was super empty. Finally getting a chance to charge right here.
Yeah, Ken has done an amazing job of just avoiding limit break moves in general throughout this entire set.
Okay, I definitely expected that recovery right there with that platform coming to the left side. Ken, I probably expected it too, but thought he was going to get his hitbox out a little earlier than that.
Yeah, if you can manage to shove something in Cloud's face real quick, you could even just trade with the initial hit of Climb Hazard.
That's so unfortunate right there when you're playing as Cloud and you use your limit to immediately recover like that.
Yeah.
He knew that his limit was supposed to be also knew he had to use it immediately, and just like that, ends up losing that stock to that back air trying to come off ledge. Ken starting up his offense. This is looking good for him.
Como
his cross-up options have been looking really nice too, though, because now he's mixing up between 3 options of grab, forward smash, and spin dash right behind you.
Yeah, especially because he can just go into shield after the spin dash in case Como is ready for it.
Right.
And he gets the block. Pretty much, you have to be psychic and go for a turnaround grab to really cover everything that Ken is trying to go for.
Yeah, Ken's like, I don't know if I can call it defense or offense, but his evasion right now is looking really nice. He just ran up spot dodge knowing that Como was going to throw out a hitbox. So he's doing quite well as this set has kind of progressed. I mean, I won't even say quite well. It's just he's just getting farther and farther away from Como as the set has been progressing. He lost 1 game, and every game after that has been kind of getting farther and farther in his favor.
Looking like the real-life Lucario right now.
Yeah. Lost 1 stock. Somehow his aura is looking godlike.
And again, I think Ken is actually deliberately trying to trade with Climb Hazard with forward air. Also, being that multi-hits kind of send you at a weird downward angle if you fall out of the final hit of the move. Yeah. So he knows any hit of forward air is good to edgeguard Cloud with. He's on the verge here of closing things out. This time, Como not ready for the backwards up B.
Okay, chopping him. Yeah, that's, oh my God.
Wow,
yeah, that was, well, that was a, I definitely know it's over.
Yeah.
Like, just let it go. So Ken will be moving on into top 16. Good stuff right there. Or top 12 for Ken. I mean, that was great gameplay. Again, you know, losing that first game, knowing exactly what to do as far as adjustments go, and then to continue to keep adjusting, to keep getting farther and farther away from Como as these games progress. I mean, that's just signs of a top player. Signs of a top player.
I believe if we are going in the exact order of the bracket, as we have so far, we started at the top, went one down. If you're following along on Smash GG, you will see that we're going to be going to Nairo versus Samsora next. But right after these replays, here we've got the